My name is Pastor Cesar Garcia. I'm the pastor of United Methodist Church here in Sanger. And today we're celebrating this 100th anniversary of the building. The church has approximately 140 years old here in Sanger. And we're just celebrating the anniversary of this building. We just renovated and we open to everybody to know the history of the community and also the church.
What does this mean for the Sanger community, and what does this mean for the church?
We know the history is part of who we are. Knowing where we come from, it helps us to go to the future and know our DNA, how strong we are, and to continue. One of the histories tell us, the records history of the church, tell us that they closed when was the flu in the early 90s. So it's continued, the strong in the community.
How long have you been pastor of this church?
2 years. Before Sanger, California, I was in Omaha, Nebraska. It's a big change for me.
What programs are you currently offering for the community and the members of the church?
We have the worship service on Sunday, and it's depending on the season. We are going to enter to Lent, so we are going to offer Bible studies, and we work with Centerville when it's their start the church over there. We work in the elementary school, giving what they need, the children over there.
There you go. That's right.
He's floating around here, so.
Yeah. Yeah. I see Barbara up there.
Yeah. Looks like grandma is in that hat that right there, maybe 20 years old.
Barbara?
Deacons over here.
Oh, really?
Living all the old lodge. See, look at that. Look at the hats. The bull hat.
This is the Philippi Hall, where is the social events of the church and community. And
Do you guys ever rent this area out to the community?
we rent this area, and also the basement is for the same. You can use for social events.
Okay. And they could call the office to make that arrangement for renting?
Yeah, they have to call the church number.
Uh-huh.
I don't have to.
It's okay.
But yeah, we can arrange the rent. Okay. They first meeting in the school in Centerville. It's still the building in Centerville. They moved to the French Hotel, and then in 1990 is when they constructed the first building. Was the first building of church in Sanger, and in 1921 they built the new building.
She's getting her social security card, so she'll be able to go to work.
And this is all the historical from the early 90s.
Yeah.
This is the bank loan to do the building, and this is when they pay the off the debt of the building. This is one of the distinguished members of all years,
I see them all the time. and I
Jim
give them
Cox
rides,
and Alden Knapp.
they'll come to church with me once in a while.
Oh yes, I found that I'm the second Hispanic pastor here.
The second Hispanic?
Yeah, it was in 1942. This is the members of through all the years.
And the kids, a couple of them I know are smoking pot.
This is used to be the orchestra or the musician.
They see what their mom and dad wanted. They're still working on their schoolwork and getting the grades up that they have.
This is more social, more intimate, I would say. So we use for meetings and for Bible studies where the community can have. This is the choir's room, they call them. They rehearse here, and then they go to the worship service.
through that, you know, extend the ladder, go through that, and then you would be up in the tower where the gargoyles are
Yeah?
up here.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how many youth do you have currently?
Currently, it's five, around 5.
Have they done any special projects these past
No.
2 years?
No, no, with the pandemic. No. That's why they have. Oh, they have. And this is the small kitchen for the fellowship. And for the
Is this the only kitchen in the building?
No, we have a big one in the basement. This is a big area for social events, and we have a boat, so we can open the doors and it will be the large room that we have. And the kitchen is this one. It's a commercial kitchen. So we have all the appliances and everything to make a big event in the church. This is one of the educational rooms that we have. This is for little ones.
You guys offer this during Bible studies and church service?
Mm-hmm. And in the past, we used for community, how we say, programs. When in the other rooms they have the classes for what was before ESL, citizen class, etc. And the children was here like nursery. Historical. For 1892. And this was the North Church. This is the South. And this is the South Church. Then 89.
My name is Nancy Della Concepcion. I was Nancy Baird, and my parents had a furniture store in town for a long time. Yeah, I grew up here. My mom was an organist for 35 years. My parents, my grandparents were really active in the church as well. So we were here for a long time. This is, as I understand it, there were two churches, you probably have heard this already, on different corners, about a block apart. And my understanding is that the youth groups came together. And after that, then both churches combined to form one church. And so two of my great-grandfather's names are in the stained glass window over there. You can see the two churches.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
And then the hands clasp. that symbolized them coming together to form the one church. And so J.R. Kane and J.J. Edgar were both my great-grandfathers, and they were two of the 5 trustees at the time that formed into one church. So that was in the 20s, 21, 22, I think, and my grandparents lived right across the street. So I actually grew up in this church, and just the last few years, I've moved to another church because my son-in-law is a pastor. So there's a lot of wonderful memories here, and looking at all the pictures over there, just recognizing people that I knew most of my life.
Barbara Schaefer. Barbara Tipton Schaefer. My maiden name was Tipton, so I'm saying that because my grandmother went to this church and started my mother in this church, and then my grandmother passed away, but my mother continued coming to this church, so I've been coming to this church forever, since I was a baby.
So how long have you been doing the piano for the church?
Actually, I think I really started about 2002, that I was asked to help out with the worship team, and I've been doing it ever since then.
Do you ever offer lessons to the younger members, or do you ever offer lessons? Like offer piano lessons?
I was a piano teacher for 35 years. That was my,
So it's kind of a passion?
My passion, big passion for the piano, right?
How old are you?
I'll be 92 next month. I was born in 1930.
Do you want to share about your family kind of history with this church and what it means for 100 years?
Yeah. Well, my grandfather and grandmother bought the house across the street as they were building this house. So they lived right over there. I have pictures of this church from that house. And so my grandfather family was very staunch Methodist. In fact, my grandfather's name was John Wesley Tipton, and his father was John Wesley Tipton. So it's, we're diehard Methodists.
How do you feel about the open house today and the 100-year celebration?
I'm so delighted. I'm delighted that I'm here and that so many people came. It's such a beautiful building, and I really am happy about all of that, and that we can display it in glory to God.
Hi, my name is Betty Schaefer Pryor. I was born and raised in this church. I was born in 1951. I have been an active member for 56 years. My whole family comes here. My mother, who is going to be 92, still plays the piano here.
I'm this lovely lady's husband, and my name is Ted Pryor, and I'm a trustee of this church. And I started attending my church, this church, I call it my church, in the 90s. And I had the fortunate reunion of a marriage here in this church with Pastor Ray O'Neill that had married us. And we just recently painted the church for the first time, and many years. So we're really excited about the painting of the church, and we're excited about it being 100 years old and still standing. And thank you so much for
So this was our idea, to have an open house so that the community could come and look at the church. They talk about the gargoyles, they talk about the inside, people don't see it. So it's been a real pleasure to walk people through the church and see the 4 stories and what we see and are familiar with. Now they can enjoy that too. We have a brochure that tells all the history of the church and how it came together, and we're just blessed, and thank you for being here.
My name is Miriam Peralta, and I am Pastor Cesar's wife. These 2 years have been very interesting. Enjoying every single detail of our new place, and just learning about the history of Sanger's Church. It's been awesome just to look at where it all started and how hard the past members have worked for this to continue the mission of God in the community.
Thank you so much to all the community who came and to share this celebration with us. Thank you.